What is up, guys? This is Mateo's 2020 Politics here, and today we are here to discuss the Kentucky Senate race. So, in case you haven't heard, Mitch McConnell, aka the Turtle Man, and Amy McGrath went at it in a Kentucky Senate debate. And in that debate, I'm not kidding, the title of this video is not clickbait. Amy McGrath started listing all of the mistakes the Republicans and the Trump administration made, which caused many deaths, and Mitch McConnell started laughing at it. He started laughing. So, let's take a moment to watch that clip, and then we'll be back here to discuss.
The House passed a bill in May, and the Senate went on vacation. I mean, you just don't do that. You negotiate. Senator, it is a national crisis. Yeah. You knew that the coronavirus wasn't going to end at the end of July. We knew this. I mean, I just think you've got to. And here's the thing: if you want to call yourself a leader, Bill, if you want to call yourself a leader, you got to get things done. And those of us that served in the Marines, we don't just point fingers at the other side. We get the job done.
What did I just watch? I don't know if it's just me, but I got some chills down my spine. And what was he laughing at? I don't get it. I mean, she was just talking about the mistakes the GOP had made and early on in the pandemic, and how that caused many deaths because they neglected the issue. And then Mitch McConnell just starts laughing. Well, somebody can say, well, Mateo, I mean, don't just assume he was laughing at the deaths. Like, he could have been laughing at something else. What? What could he have been laughing at? How did this guy ever get into political office? He's an absolute creep. I mean, he's like Frank Underwood from House of Cards, except way less charming. He shares no emotion, and when he does laugh, it sounds like this. Ha, 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 ha. That's the way it sounds. You really wonder what his childhood was like. Now, look, Amy McGrath is no saint. She's a right-wing Democrat who is pro-Trump, and I disapprove of her. And it's definitely a difficult race to decide because on who to support, because Mitch McConnell is almost worse than Donald Trump. With Donald Trump, he's just always whining and being a nuisance. But with Mitch McConnell, somebody like him, they're effective. Like, they have influence. You know, they get stuff done in a bad way. I mean, this guy is incredibly Machiavellian. He rarely shows any emotion, is completely immoral. Well, Matteo, if he truly were Machiavellian, then why isn't he trying to run for higher office? Why is he just staying in the Senate? Well, he knows he's really unpopular. You know, he's only got a 37% approval rating. When your approval rating is lower than Donald Trump's, you know you're in trouble. And I just think he enjoys being the Senate Majority Leader because he enjoys that position of power over the Republicans because they feel intimidated by him. The Democrats blew their chance by not nominating Charles Booker for the Kentucky Senate race. It truly is bizarre. Like, what the DNC and the Democratic top officials always do is they rig the race to make the status quo candidate win, only for them to lose because their policies aren't popular. They're against Medicare for All, which polls at 67%, free college 70%, legalizing marijuana 63%. So that it doesn't make any sense. Like, why put in all of your effort to rig the race for a certain candidate just for them to lose at the end? You know, when you could have just gone with the progressive option and won. In some ways, I almost think Democrats would rather elect a Republican than a progressive. I'm pretty sure the DNC would rather have Donald Trump as president than Bernie because, at least with Donald Trump, he's going to protect the status quo. He's going to cut taxes. He's going to deregulate business. So in some ways, I do think that the status quo in the Democratic Party would rather a Republican win than a progressive win. What are they doing? They've chosen a pro-Trump Democrat as their nominee. And by the way, I'm not saying it's a guarantee that Charles Booker would have won the Kentucky Senate race if he were the nominee, because it is a red state after all, but I'm very sure he would have had a better chance at winning, just because progressive policies are more popular. and the status quo doesn't even know it. So here's my prediction on the Kentucky Senate race results. I think Mitch McConnell is going to win re-election narrowly. Now, the polls have Amy McGrath leading narrowly by about 1 percentage point, which is in the margin of error. But look, whenever you see a poll showing a Democrat leading by a few points, disregard that, because what happens is these polls are mainly conducted by Democratic news outlets, right? So they're going to have the Democratic candidate polling it a bit higher than maybe they actually are among the voters. So let's say a Democratic candidate is leading by like 6%, they might just be leading by 2%. So always underestimate the Democrats' lead a bit. And already her lead is in the margin of error. And I just don't see her winning, honestly. Democrats blew their chance. Their one shot at winning, they blew it because they wanted to elect this corporate Democrat. If Amy McGrath truly wanted to win this race, she would run on Medicare for all. But of course she isn't, because she's run by the establishment. And she just wanted to upset the top 1%. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you soon, and have a nice day.